And we can start off with OKC, who had a big win against Denver over the past weekend. SGA coming back. Since he's come back, they've been undefeated. And since Shai has come back, he has kind of cemented, like, I'm winning MVP this year. This award is mine. You may have had a chance, Cade, if I didn't play enough games, or Jokic, but now that I'm playing, now that I'm on the first seed, my production speaks for itself. He is probably on the verge of winning back-to-back MVPs, and he showed out against Denver 36-9. He didn't play in overtime. OKC was still able to get the win. And how do you feel about OKC, who on Polymarket right now, they have the MVP favorite in Shai by a landslide? According to the public, it's over 70% for him to win MVP.
So long as he hits the requirement, it should be a lock. I mean, the efficiency that he's shown this season, this is one of the best scoring seasons we've seen out of the guard in NBA history. And you follow that with the team success that OKC's had. They've continued to be the best team in basketball, even with all the injuries that they've suffered. J-Dub missing what feels like damn near the entire season, him coming back in and out of the lineup. SGA leaves, this team still having a decent amount of success, but you see the impact that he has on the game. When they're playing the cream of the crop competition, he's always rising to the occasion. He definitely, if he, God willing, does meet the requirement, we should be talking about back-to-back MVP. In regards to OKC being the best team and having the best chance to win the championship, they've shown you no reason to fall off on them. Unless you just think the healthy version of the Denver Nuggets is the only comp and you just believe in Nikola Jokic that much and Jamal Murray's ascension. There's a lot of reasons to enjoy Denver and believe that they can go to the NBA Finals, no doubt. That being said, until Oklahoma City falls and they are no longer held to the pedestal that they have of being back to, or the reigning champion, you have to respect them because they've gone to this season, again, best defense in the league. They've gone, and SGA somehow has gotten better from last season. Chet Holmgren's been one of the best defenders in all of NBA basketball. And this has been without their number 2 all year, basically, in J-Dub. It's not like they have the spacing around SGA either. Like, he's still hitting these tough shots that we've grown accustomed to. He's just doing it in a more efficient fashion. So you have to give nothing but credit, to Oklahoma, and you have to give nothing but credit to SGA, who has shown you that there's another level to his game.
It was a super fun game. The Friday night game was great. The Pistons-Cavs game right before it too, even with all the injuries that the Cavs had. You had the Jokic fight with J-Dub.
Cavs blew it.
Cavs did blow it. They had some really questionable.
Was it J-Dub or was it Jalen Williams?
Sorry, Jalen Williams, not J-Dub. The other Jalen Williams. Obviously, J-Dub's out, but the fight with Jalen Williams, you had the Lou Dort flagrant 2. It was a fun finish at the end of the game there. Shai's first game back, dropping whatever it was, 35, 36 points, setting overtime, and the Thunder still coming out on top. Fought through Jamal Murray, dropping damn near 40. I mean, these are the 2 best teams in the Western Conference to me. They were, I think, for all of us entering the season. And, the Spurs are definitely, I think, in the conversation. They've shown throughout this regular season to be up there. But I think the Thunder, more than anything, it's just been boredom, right? I think when you have a champion and you have a player as good as SGA, instead of talking about how great they are, you just try to find another team or how they can be beat, because it's so easy to come up here every week and talk about how great their defense is. Chet had 20 rebounds in the game. Jared McCain, I thought, was excellent in that game too. He hit, I think he was 6 for 8 from the field, hit 2 or 3 threes. He looked super comfortable in that offense, and the fact that Philly couldn't figure that out is a whole nother issue. But just another added layer to what this team's going to bring in the postseason, right? Another, or maybe their only knockdown shooter. I think Jared McCain will probably be the most respected shooter that they'll have out there, just in terms of some of the role players that they have. But, I mean, this was a Western Conference preview. Both teams were going at it. SGA wasn't his most efficient self, right? I think he ended up taking damn near 30 shots in this game, but that's kind of the offense that it's going to be for the Thunder, especially when J-Dub's out. When it comes to creation and offense, we know a big load is going to be on Shai and his shoulders. So it was a great game. I'm excited to see this potentially in the playoffs for a 7-game series. You know how great it was last season. And just like it was last year, it's still going to come down to role players, because we know what we're going to get from the top 4 guys, I think, on both teams, or at least maybe the top 3. J-Dub feels like a question mark right now, just with all the injuries he's been dealing with. He's had some efficiencies in the postseason as well. But at least from Jamal, Jokic, and SGA, we feel really confident what they can give give us offensively. It's what team's going to shoot better, right? Is Cam Johnson going to be able to figure this out? You know, he's dealt with some injuries here. So Michael Porter's out there in Brooklyn averaging like 27 a night. We were talking before the show, like how bad of a trade that was. But if Cam Johnson can hopefully stay healthy for, you know, this next month or month and a half before we get into the postseason, get some continuity with the group in Jokic, I still think he fits there, at least on paper. But it's just going to come down to, you know, some of the other guys like Bruce Browns and Peyton Watsons of the world, if they're able to step up offensively and defensively. But these are the two best teams in the Western Conference to me. I think the Thunder are still every bit as good, assuming health, that they were last season, and maybe even be a little bit better with Jared McCain and the shooting that he brings. But I'm excited. The West, we talked about the West, obviously, how great they are, how deep they are. But these are the top two teams to me.
SGA is the MVP. I know you have some things you want to get off your chest.
What are they? What do you think they are?
I don't know.
He's calling me out here.
I just feel like you want to get some things off your chest. But they dropped a poll with all the coaches and, you know, just the execs and stuff, and SGA had like 78 of the first place votes.
Yeah.
If he doesn't miss any more games, he has if he hits the amount of games he needs to, he's gonna win the MVP. 31 points a game on the best team in the West, 65% true shooting or something like that. And like you mentioned, guys have been in and out the lineup. You know, I think this year I don't want to say it's boredom, because they started 24-2, 25-2.
She was awesome.
Then they really fell off. Like it was legit skid that they had where they were losing some competitive games. I think they lost to Minnesota like twice. Then they had a game where they lost, I think, to Denver or whatever it was. But it was an important skid that I feel like they needed to bring them back down to earth. Like, whoa, like let's, you know, remember what we're fighting for. Then they ended up getting hurt. Everybody started missing games. Now SGA is back. And they, like you mentioned, this weekend they beat the Cavs, which is a good win for their role players for sure. Almost beat Detroit, but Detroit ended up having to pull it out late. But yeah, I think SGA, he's the MVP, man. I know we can talk about other people, like the Joker's having an awesome season. Cade, I think, is having an awesome season, but I think SGA, best player on the best team, putting up some stupendous numbers. It's easy.
I do think Jokic has been the better performer of the two this year, but I don't think the gap is enough to where the record doesn't matter with their respective teams. Like, I think Shai has been just as good as Jokic, and they're the number one seed in the Western Conference. So I have no problem with him being the MVP. It's pretty much a landslide right now. Like I mentioned earlier, 76% on Poly Market to win MVP. Yeah. It's essentially like a done deal that he's going to win this award. And he is having an all-time season. I think Shai right now is having one of the greatest scoring stretches in the history of the NBA from a 4-season span perspective. There are some other guards in history that have had similar stretches. I look at James Harden. I look at Kobe Bryant. I look at Allen Iverson. I look at Michael Jordan. And then I look at
what a list.
Luka Doncic.
Oh, the fuck
and
is wrong
Steph
with
Curry.
this guy?
Steph Curry as well.
Those said AI.
Come on. I mean, did you look
you
at his
missed
numbers?
Steph. I'm just saying.
I was going to say Steph. I have Steph written down here. You ain't let me finish.
You said four guys. That's why you said them already.
Well, Steph is last on a points per game in the 4-year stretch. That's why he was mentioned last. And most of that is due to Steph's, I would say, minutes per game played, because if you actually look at it, the later part of his career, like from 2020 to 2024, that is his best scoring stretch when his minutes went up. But I thought he was his most impactful offensively from 2015 to 2019. And the point per game number really wasn't that far off. But you look at these numbers from Michael Jordan from 1996 to 1990, he averaged 34.5 points per game. Harden from 2016 to 2020 averaged 32.4 points per game. He was a plus 6.8 offensively. Luka from 2022 to now, and based on the talk around Luka, you would think that he's not in this company, but like he's doing something just as historical as Shai.
Listen, Dels.
But he's on the Lakers. Luka, 31.9 points per game over the last 4 years, a plus 6.7 offensively. Shai in that same time frame, 2022 to 2026, 31.5 points per game, plus 7.2. Kobe from 2004 to 2008, 30.8 points per game, plus 8.8 on and off numbers. And then you look at Allen Iverson, 29.6 points per game from 1992 to 2002. And then Steph, 27.3 points per game from 2015 to 2019. And you could probably like put in some Dwayne Wade seasons here too. I'm sure that's the one person I probably forgot about here. But he's having an all-time scoring peak. And it's incredible to watch how much his game has emerged year to year. It's been incredible also to see his off the court branding improve because I think he has the best shoe in the game.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw, but over the All-Star weekend,
That's hot.
he released some chocolate,
Ones?
luxury Shays, and they are cool as hell.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Who do you think got the best sneaker in the game?
Probably Ja.
You think so?
Probably Ja.
I mean,
Ja
if you
got
don't
incredible
count PG
sneakers.
for being, like I think
Well, I'm just talking about like right now. Like, yeah, probably Ja.
But I feel like Shays, you could wear it more with an outfit than Ja shoes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that crazy of a take. I think SGA shoe is, it's I don't want to say unique, but there's a uniqueness to it.
Yeah, I mean, when you factor in the colorways and like how it's been popping off the scene, I think it's like easily Ja. But it's like if you're talking about like wearing outside the court, I don't wear basketball shoes off the court. So like, you got me there.
Jordans,
Well, Jordans, I don't really count basketball shoes to be honest.
fair.
Yeah,
I think Anthony Edwards has the best PR for his sneaker campaigns.
I was gonna say I like wearing the A1s.
I like Lamellos are cool. Certain ones.
He collabs with everything. He has
Yeah.
like Ninja Turtles
His
shoes.
his clothing brand is cool. Lamellos.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the Hornets later, but yeah, Shai's having an all-time 4-season scoring peak.